Hi guys, when you got periods on your wedding night with Mafia husband. Jungkook, fanboy, Mafia's best friend's son. Kim Taehyung, Jungkook's fiance, dangerous Mafia's son. Mr. Kim, John, what's wrong man? Why are you looking like someone made you eat spicy food? Mr. Kim laughed, looking at his best friend, who was frowning in stress, while they met after a long time at John's house. Mr. John, what should I tell you, man? You know, Cookie. He is a big troublemaker. I am worried for his future as he finished his college now. Mr. Kim, don't worry, John. Koo is not a kid now. He will surely become responsible soon. Mr. John, I hope so. JK, Dad, I am going out now. Junko came running into the garden and extended his hand with big doe eyes. Mr. John, where are you going now? What do you want? Coo. Jungkook, Dad, seriously, I am not a kid to tell you every time where I am going. Also, give me your card. Come on. Jungkook pouted. Mr. John, okay, but be careful. Take this $1,000 and come back early. Jungkook, what? Just $1,000? Jungkook kneeled on the grass dramatically, clutching the thousand bill. What is this, Dad? I am your only child and you are behaving so stingy. Uncle, tell Dad now. Jungkook looked pitifully like a Cinderella towards Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim, laughing, yes, Koo. John, come on, give him the card. Mr. John, oh God, now my best friend is siding with this drama queen too. Okay, take this, but spend carefully. Mr. John gave Jungkook his card and Jungkook happily stood up, dusting his clothes. Oh, Dad, you should give me this firstly when I asked, but no, you always have to be stingy. Bye, I am going now. Jungkook turned and gave flying kiss to Mr. Kim before going to club. Both of them laughed at his cuteness and sassy nature. Mr. John, look how he. I am so worried about him. He is so childish. I should find a boy for his marriage now. Mrs. John, come inside, old man's fastly. Dinner is ready. They both get up, moving inside, but Mr. Kim went into thinking after listening to his best friend's thoughts. At Kim mansion, they came back totally drunk from party. He stumbled and fell on the couch. They, yeah, you, give me water. They pointed his fingers towards a guard who scaredly gave him water. They extended his hand, but the glass fell and broke. What the hell? You can't do a single thing. You are fired, you idiot. They shouted on the poor guard, and his parents came out, hearing his shouting. They, what is this behavior? Why are you shouting at midnight? Jongsook glared at him, but Ayu patted his back, trying to calm him down. Dad, be silent. Your voice is so irritating. They stood up, moving towards his dad while putting his fingers on his lips. You idiot! Look at you, looking like homeless. Dad, don't hit me. I am going to my room. They rubbed his head, stumbling upstairs to his room, while Ayu was stopping her husband, who was ready to throw his hands on his son. I have to do something now. This boy has crossed limits now. I have to bound him up with someone who will control him. Right, Ayu. What are you saying? I am thinking about his marriage. I should call John tomorrow morning, he murmured. What? Day's marriage? He will not listen to you. He is your son. Jongsook. He have to listen to me. If he is my son, then I am his father, he said. Next morning, Jongsook talked to Mr. John, inviting him to his house for dinner. At evening, Mr. John came with his family with a very excited Jungkook. Dad, Mom, come fast. Why are you so slow? Jungkook entered inside the mansion, jumping. His parents followed him, laughing at his cuteness. Uncle, Aunt, look, who is here? Jungkook shouted, entering inside. Ayu, oh my cookie, so pretty. Ayu hugged the happy pill, squeezing his puffy cheeks, making them red. Oh, no, my poor cheeks. Jungkook rubbed his cheeks, hissing in pain. Oh, who is this tomato? Jungkook, Mr. Jean, teased his son, who glared at him. You old man, I will not talk to you. Uncle, I am going to see your house. Bye. Jungkook straight went towards the garden as his parents talked with Ayu. Jungkook was strolling through the garden when he heard some sound, so he walked slowly and found swimming pool there. They moved out of the swimming pool only in his trunks, flexing his back muscles. The water dripping down his back made Koo's mouth wide open. They grabbed a towel, rubbing his wet hairs, and Jungkook gulped as he watched Tae turning, showing his six abs. Tae raised his eyebrow, making an eye contact with Koo, who was checking Tae out. Done checking out, Tae stepped in front of Jungkook, whispering softly, Aish! Jungkook shrieked in shock, stepping back in panic, losing his balance. But Tae grabbed his tiny waist in his one big hand. Who are you? They stared at Jungkook's blue eyes, lost in his beauty. I am the owner of this house. Who are you, mister? Why is a guard like you using swimming pool? Jungkook crossed his arms. Oh, so you are the owner? They asked mockingly. Are you? Cookie, come inside. It's hot outside. Jungkook heard his mom and ran inside, intimidated by Tae's or Tae, interesting, he whispered, smirking, looking at Ko's back, who was running away. JK sat on the dining table beside his dad and soon they entered and sat beside Jungkook. Jungkook. They meet them, my best friend, his wife and their son John Jungkook. They bowed to Mr. John and Mrs. John. Hello Googie, are you tasty? They whispered in Koo's ear slowly. Yeah, I am Cookie, not Cookie. Koo puffed up his cheeks and glared at Tay, and everyone laughed, looking at his cute reaction. So, John, you know now why I invited you here, so let's discuss. Oh, yeah, Jungkookie baby, do you like Taehyung Oppa? Why, Dad? Why are you asking? Jungkook asked, because you are marrying Taehyung soon, my cookie. Tae choked on his salad, hearing it, and looked at his dad, questioning. Yes, yes, Koo, we have fixed your marriage with my son Taehyung. What? Both of them shouted and stood up from their seats in shock. Yes, they sit down and listen to your dad. But they left his room and Jungkook argued with his parents non-stop for fixing his marriage with Taehyung. 1 month later, both Jungkook and Taehyung finally listened to their parents and got married with each other. Now they are sent to a new apartment their parents bought. They made their way inside the room, which was decorated with scented candles and the bed. It was looking so amazing. Jungkook stopped at the doorstep, Tae towering behind him. They gulped, looking at the romantic decoration, and inhaled Jungkook's fresh milky scent. Jungkook stepped inside, moving to bathroom without glancing. Taehyung ruffled his hairs and exhaled deeply and decided to clean these decorations or Jungkook will be uncomfortable. He cleaned the bed sheets. He picked the boxes on the bed and stood up to place in the cupboard, but he stumbled and boxes fell on the floor. Aish! They collected the things inside the box and then the door opened. Jungkook entered inside the room in a bathrobe. He looked at Tae, then his hands, and widened his eyes and stepped back. Jungkook, it's not what you are thinking. He moved towards Koo, who stepped back. Tae moved towards him, but Jungkook kept moving back in circle and finally fell on the bed. Oh, I'm not ready, you idiot. Throw these away or I will shout. Jungkook covered his face with his hands dramatically. Taehyung's mouth opened, looking at his drama and got scared, seeing Koo's crying. He kneeled on bed, tried to uncover Jungkook's face, but instead, Jungkook shouted, "Leave me, you mafia, or I will complain to mom." Tae, stop! Tae grabbed his mouth, shouting to make him stop, and Jungkook instantly stopped in fear. I was just placing the boxes, but these fell out, so I just picked them up. I will not do anything with you, Jungkook. Please, trust me. Jungkook bited his hand and they instantly removed it. Okay, I trust. Jungkook stopped mid sentence, his doe eyes opened, looking at Tae's eyes. Tae, what happened? Jungkook, oopsie, periods. Huh? They looked confused. Periods, you idiot. Why? What do you mean, why? It's natural. Now grow and bring me some pads fast. Jungkook shouted. They stood up and went outside, avoiding Jungkook shouting. He made his way to the medical store and picked some variety of pads and some chocolates too. He entered inside, but the room was empty. They knocked on the bathroom door, and Jungkook forwarded his hand to take the things from him. Thank you. Listen, don't sit on the bed. I will come and change the sheet. They looked at the small spot on the bed and collected the bedsheet and placed it laundry bag and changed with new one. Jungkook slowly came out, changed into his soft PJs. He avoided eye contact with Tae and laid on the bed, covering himself with duvet. Tae then changed his clothes too and laid beside him on the bed. Are you sleeping here too? Yes. Any problem? Jungkook. No problem. Tae closed his eyes trying to sleep, but his eyes opened when he heard the soft groans coming from Jungkook. Ah! Jungkook hugged the pillow closer to himself, turning on the bed again and again. Jungkook, are you okay? No, I mean I am okay. He showed his back to Taehyung. Jungkook replied. They moved closer to Jungkook, his one hand placed on Ko's tummy slowly. Jungkook opened his eyes as Tae's hand moved inside his t-shirt, rubbing softly on his bare skin. Tae's cold hand met his hot skin, making him shy in relief. They massaged him slowly, leaning his face into Ku's nape, inhaling his sweet scent. Another wave of pain hit Jungkook and he cried in pain. They turned him around in his arms, pulling him closer to his chest. Ku closed his eyes, trying not to cry. They wiped his tears, pecking his forehead, and caressed his back to make him sleep. Jungkook, he's not that bad. I thought he will be rude, like he was before marriage. I think I like him, Taehyung. He's a little bit very dramatic, but he's sweet, cute, adorable, lovely, beautiful, pretty, gorgeous. I love him so much. So feisty. When he gave me attitude and glares at me, I got turned on so much. Slowly, Jungkook fell asleep in Tae's arms and Tae kissed his whole fluffy cheeks, his doe eyes, his red cherry lips. Love you so much, baby. But Jungkook moaned in pain when cramp came again in sleep. I wish I can kill the period hurting my baby Koo. They thought, glaring at Koo's tummy, like thinking ways how to finish the periods. The